everybody. Seaman White here from Van White Productions Live. And welcome to episode 11/12 of Couch Talk.
The feel episode.
We literally just got done watching the episode, and Leighton and... Oh, by the way, we do actually have Connor freaking back for this week.
He's behind the head.
He's... Yeah, as you can see right there. So we're going to try to do the review, but Leighton and Connor, mainly Connor, are really emotional at the moment.
They're emotionally compromised.
Yeah, so we're going to do our best to do a review for you guys, and...
I don't want to get off this couch.
and I guess we'll go from there. So, guys, initial thoughts.
I love Connor so much! Jaden, hold me.
Why?
So just so you know who all is here this week, we have Leighton,
Chell.
we have Chell, we have Leighton, and then we
We
have
have what's left of Connor.
yes. So I'm probably gonna try to join these guys, and we'll see.
Squeeze in here now, Zane. I'll sit up just for you.
I'll find a spot. Just I gotta figure out how to get off the couch. Okay. This is a lot more painful than it
You're good.
Hey. What was that about the couch cuddles or whatever?
The couch feels. That was awkward.
All right.
It's gonna be on the internet.
Wow, we got full couch this week. Nice.
Freaking about time.
Yeah.
It's just been you and me, Zane, for like the longest time.
Or that one week with
Wasn't it-
Alex.
Yeah, Alex was here.
Yeah.
Poking me. I remember.
He does that on a regular basis.
That's how he is.
Anyways, so yes, hello guys. Officially, welcome to Couch Talk episodes 11/12, where we will talk about both Heaven Sent and Hell Bent. But we're probably knowing how this episode went, we'll probably talk more about Hell Bent than Heaven Sent, to be honest.
Because it's fresh.
It's too soon.
Well, you guys are the ones that said you wanted to talk about that one.
Alright. So initially, I'm going to just start off because I'm going to give this dude breathing time.
Heaven's up. He looks through. Let's get back.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
So Heaven Sent and Hellbent. Of course, Heaven Sent is the first part of this finale, and obviously Hellbent is...
Fantastic.
You
A
know,
two-parter that I was actually okay with.
well, I mean, this finale, too, yeah. So, overall, this was a very good two-parter finale. It really was. I mean, because you had the great episode of Capaldi by himself as the Doctor, which, I mean, gosh, he's literally by himself pretty much the whole episode.
It is basically him by himself.
Yeah, and
Well-
he did it so well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, there's been times where people were like, oh, you should be like less on the Doctor, and then people said, but you should have like this.
Doctor Who?
It's
Well-
not, he's the titular character.
Yeah. But like in this case, it was like Dr. Strong. So like, I don't know, like Capaldi's just,
It was his own personal Castaway movie.
gosh.
But with more confusing
Capaldi.
things.
Capaldi's just, he's,
Wilson.
this is why we love Capaldi as the Doctor. 'cause he
Laura.
can do
Cloris
so
is
much
Wilson!
stuff.
Guys, Cloris is Wilson. God damn it.
Why would you say that?
Said Castaway! I'm sorry, Connor, come back. I didn't mean it.
do it.
Blame Leighton.
Can't do it. We've
Yes,
lost,
you can.
we've lost Connor, guys.
No, he's coming back. He's fine.
Physically and emotionally.
Oh, man.
Anyways,
Okay.
so, emotions aside,
How can you put your emotions aside?
trust me, it takes years.
Well, that was dark.
I was gonna say, Zane, is there something you need to talk to?
You want a hug, Zane? I'm good.
Your podcast.
Couch feels.
Gosh.
Okay.
This is the weirdest episode ever.
Well, we're all emotionally compromised in one way or another. So
Speak for yourself.
Expect weirdness.
I'm so
also
sad. I
fun.
just can't stop laughing. That's where I'm at right now. Like, that's why I'm laughing so much.
Okay,
Okay.
I got. This is where I draw the line. All right.
In the sand.
Oh man.
Yes, in the sand. Physically and metaphorically.
The sand.
We're even now, Connor.
Yeah.
See, this is why I should stop coming because, like, I just distract the entire room.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's why we wanted you to stop coming. Okay.
No.
So, anyways, okay, we're going to quickly talk over Heaven Sent. What's your guys' initial thoughts on Heaven Sent?
Favorite episode so far? One of them at least.
I was really confused, but then once I figured it out, I liked it.
Yeah.
My only thing was that it was very kind of predictable, but at the same time unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like I knew the person chasing him around wasn't gonna stop. I knew a moment I saw the hand that the whole thing was a loop. I mean, the whole thing as an episode, like I kind of saw how it goes. It was interesting to have like the Sherlock-esque mind palace scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Especially because Peter Capaldi can carry on something by himself, but we got to see the emotion in the Doctor that he really can't,
Yeah.
which I thought was very interesting. And then, like the last 5 minutes, we finally understand what's going on, and that just blew my mind.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
very good episode.
And I mean, Rachel kept cursing me for this.
Yes.
Which
because-
I will admit, I probably should never have read ahead when I did.
And even if you had, you shouldn't have told us.
Well, you know,
And the internet.
some people knew
Some
already,
people knew,
so it's
but
not
we
like
didn't know when we were on the couch.
Didn't you say Gallifrey at one point? Wasn't that your spoiler to me?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you, and then you
I totally forgot about that. Thank
You-
God that I have a horrible memory.
Don't you remember you flipped him off for it?
Now I remember it, but I totally
Yeah.
forgot before. So thank you, horrible
Yeah.
mind that I got from my mom,
Wow.
for aiding me in this one instance.
oh my gosh.
It was still,
Yeah.
even though I knew it was coming, it was still great.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
know
mean,
it was coming.
I mean,
So-
I'll
yeah.
admit, it was a clever way to get to Gallifrey through the confession dial. I will
I
admit that
wish-
was very
If-
clever.
I
If no one
wish
would
I
have told
had-
you, you would not have seen it coming.
I wish
Exactly,
I hadn't known
yeah.
about it because that magical moment, I would have screamed my head off.
I did.
I was in my room, and it was this morning, because I didn't watch it with them.
Yeah.
But I was in my room this morning, and I was kind of thinking about when he stepped out. I was like, is this?
Is
No, maybe.
No,
And then he talked to the kid, and at first I was like, is that younger him? But no, it wasn't.
That'd
and
be
then
crazy.
and then he ran though, and I was like, it's gonna pan. I was like, is it gonna pan again? Yes, it did. And I was like, oh my god. And it was so exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
But I couldn't
So-
make an audible reaction because my roommate would have thought it was weird.
Yeah.
For
Roommates.
audible reactions.
yeah, it's Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. But yeah, I mean,
Heaven.
Heaven
Heaven
Sent.
It's that one.
Yeah, that one.
Not that one.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was, I would say at the beginning it wasn't quite predictable, but then, yeah, as the episode went on and kept looping, then it was getting predictable.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
well, that was the interesting thing, is like when they started doing the whole looping thing, it was interesting because at that point I was like, okay, he's looping this. Like he's gonna keep doing it. But we obviously knew he couldn't do it forever. So
Yeah.
what's his end goal? He obviously has one in mind, and we eventually see
Yeah.
it slowly progress. You're
Yeah,
like,
the whole him
oh,
punching a hole in the
punching diamond.
punching diamond.
What, 4.5 billion years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 punches
20
each that he
feet,
usually
20
does.
feet of harder than diamond.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason there's so many skulls
Hell
in
of-
the sea.
Hell of a
I mean, it
Yeah.
took
That-
a long time to do it.
Yeah. My dad insisted, he saw it before I did because it was wibbly wobbly. Because I don't watch it on TV, and he got it first. So I got him on a video call, and he was just watching me watch it. Actually, he put it on his TV too, and watched it the same second that I was watching it, which was hard to coordinate. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, all those skulls. And I was just sitting here making commentary like, why are there so many skulls? Did those skulls drop or did they float up and then float back down? Why? Why are they holding on these certain things? These things aren't important, and of course they are important. I just didn't know it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I like the second that they said the word confession, my mind started going.
Yeah.
And then I pieced it together. I was kind of proud of myself actually, because sometimes I miss those things. But I was like, oh, confession and confession dial. Is he in a confession? So I kind of figured that out. I was like, ooh, I feel smart.
My only thing with that is if they didn't, I think it would have been a better twist had they not brought up the confession dial before he went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but they did it the last second beforehand, and it was whatever. But
Yeah.
we were all like,
We had it on our
it was
minds.
it was fresh in our minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why does she want the confession dial? Oh.
Yeah.
To put him in the
Um,
confession dial.
So, as that episode by itself, what would you rate it? And remember, we go on a scale of 10 for this.
Really?
Just reiterating that.
It's been a while. I appreciate it.
I think 9.
9?
Yeah.
Leighton?
Maybe 8.5. I think.
Cool.
Nope.
No.
Sadness.
8. You said 8.5, right?
Yeah, 8.5.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably go 9.
I'm probably with 8.5.
Yeah, I mean it's around that.
This would be an
yeah.
episode I would definitely rewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely very interesting and very unique from any episode we've seen beforehand.
Oh yeah.
It's just that the whole idea, like the bigger concepts of like being in a confession dial and like the idea of looping around, they seemed very predictable to me. And the moment they like, it could have been a thing, I saw it. I'm not saying everyone thought that, but at least for me, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, very good episode.
Yeah.
Brilliant Capaldi work.
Yes, Peter Capaldi.
Which leads us to the second part, Hellbent. Which I have to admit, this episode had its. I had read a post on Twitter that said this episode would be a roller coaster ride for Whovians.
It was.
That's pretty accurate.
That was a very accurate description, I think.
Eh.
First of all, I have to address this. I love that we're back on Gallifrey finally.
Yeah.
Like actually in the city
Yeah.
of Gallifrey.
It's like they're alive and they're
And I think the way I think not only the way they got there was interesting and you didn't see it coming, but the fact that the story arc wasn't like an entire Doctor's like incarnation to take.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
glad they took more than one season, but I'm glad it didn't take like 5 seasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would have. Yeah.
But see, now my only thing is, now that I think about it, he still doesn't physically know in the TARDIS where it is. He only knows by going through the confession dial.
Right.
And
So
like
if he
where they-
ever has to get back,
And they're like hiding at the end of time.
Yeah, they know they're at the end of time, which I mean could theoretically, depending on how the TARDIS navigates, should not be hard to find. I mean, most of the planets are dead, most of the star systems are dead. So, I mean, in theory.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
but like,
before, didn't he not know at all where they were? Now he has kind of a relative.
well, I mean, he knows like at the end of time, but he doesn't like exactly know the pinpoint location.
Which
And-
now makes me wonder, how are Clara and me gonna find it, too?
Well,
I mean, they're going the long way around anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but...
Yeah. We'll get there.
we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
I'm
So
gonna eat a chip.
You need a chip.
Yeah.
It's been sitting there taunting me, and I
Just gotta do what you gotta do.
Go for the chip.
You go.
So okay, so at the beginning, they're basically talking. So the Doctor goes back to the shed that
Well,
the
no.
war Doctor visited.
Well, first what happened was you see the doctor driving the pickup truck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The diner.
And then
Yeah,
going
which
to the
that
diner.
was kind of. It's kind of interesting. Like this was the first season where he actually drove like
A vehicle.
vehicle. Like he drove
Not
a
the-
van.
not like- not
He
the
drove the van in the Zygon
Yeah,
episode,
yeah.
and then he drove a truck in this episode. It's like never seen him except for the car that the third Doctor had. That's the only other vehicle I've seen.
Well, Matt Smith drove a fire truck in his first episode.
I guess that's true.
That,
But,
yeah.
like-
Oh yeah.
A lot, yeah,
I totally forgot about that.
I
Aw.
did too until you
Baby
brought
Smith.
up Baby Smith.
Driving
Back when
his
he had
fire truck.
eyebrows.
Aw.
Aw.
But yeah, so then he appears at a diner, and there's a waitress, and who does the waitress look like? Oh, just happens to be Clara. somehow.
Hey.
Hey!
And you definitely
Cut to
think,
Gallifrey.
you definitely think that the Doctor is there trying to get visit Clara, but yeah, no.
Back on Gallifrey!
So cut to Gallifrey. Rebecca the Barn again.
So yeah, so the Doctor's back at his barn, you know,
His barn.
he's, well, pretty
He
much
owns it.
is, because
He
Isn't that where he like slept as a child too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a barn where we
It's
had the
kid's
moment. That's a barn where we had the whole ankle grabbing
Yeah,
thing.
ankle.
yeah.
Which made no sense.
Yeah, that episode
That's
was a mess.
another
But
episode.
That's
anyway,
another episode, another season.
that episode was a mess that didn't deserve to exist. Let's keep going.
Anyways,
But that's a
anyways.
We can talk about that.
But so
I'm strong.
the old lady that lives there now, like, so she walks into the barn, like, just nonchalantly. Then she turns around, like, hey, you're not supposed to. Then she stops. She's like, oh, I know exactly who you are.
Which is very interesting because we have all only heard of, like, so far the Doctor was this, like, warrior on Gallifrey and he killed all his people, and we always just, like, assumed
That they'd hate it.
that they would hate him. But he comes back, he's a war hero.
Uh-huh.
Like, immediately, even after changing his face, they know who the he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's only proven further later on after there's at least 3 different visits by Gallifreyan members, and on the 3rd visit, the Lord President finally gets his butt out of the Capitol and visits him in person, which I just have to say something about the Lord President.
Yeah.
He is exactly like all the other Lord Presidents, corrupt and power hungry. And I don't like that. Like,
Change it.
change it up. Have one president that's actually good.
Yeah.
Because it's seen a lot through Classic Who that the Lord President's like, he's like, to the members he's nice, but then when you go to his alone time, he's like, I'm secretly evil and I'm power corrupt.
Maybe it's like a curse, like in Harry Potter, how the Defense Against the Dark Arts spot was cursed.
Gallifrey.
Because the Doctor kind of got a little crazy when he ended up starting being called
That's
President.
true.
I'm just saying.
That is true. Yeah.
Gallifrey is feeling the burn.
What were you going to say, Connor?
Here's my thing with the corrupt president. I agree that it's an overused thing, and I wasn't super psyched to see it. But the only reason is that it was brushed through like that.
Yeah, the
It
Lord
was really more of a thing to relate that, oh, we think people of Gallifrey hate us. That's the only reason why we thought it. However, once we got past that, it was like, it never had, like, I totally forgot that was a thing until now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
they
just,
kicked him off the planet.
they kicked him off the planet and it was done there. There were bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
So that's why, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a bummer that it was a thing, but like at the same time,
Yeah, and it wasn't.
literally everyone said,
Yeah. And
pardon my French, but
Big middle finger.
yeah, which leads to the part where I was saying the third visit, and he tries to get all the guards, the military Gallifreyan guards, to actually shoot the Doctor like a firing line, and they all shoot. But we all find out they shot around the Doctor on
It's
the
like
barn.
the best thing because it goes to the wall and it like zooms out from these like burn marks on the wall of the barn and it's in the exact shape of his head. And it's great.
It's just like his shoulders.
His shoulders and
Yeah.
his head.
one of the best things about this whole front sequence is the fact that Capaldi says very little, if anything.
Yeah, he doesn't.
The whole, he gets
Like-
literally all of Gallifrey, no words.
Yeah, like
He's a bam fellow.
But see, and the Lord President even said, like, his like real power is through words.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why he didn't really want to talk to him because that's how he usually wins.
And he did it without him anyway.
Yeah. So and the
that's how awesome he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that after they shot, the Lord President's like, "What the frick you guys doing? I thought you were like Gallifrey's top, firing squad. You
How
can't
did you-"
even shoot a single guy in front of you."
Well, I think it was all conscientious miss.
Well,
He
obviously,
embodied,
yeah.
He embodied Mushu from Mulan. How could you miss? He was 3 feet in front of you.
But then I love this next part that they did. It's like he goes up to a soldier and he says, "All right, I want you to explain to me why all of you missed." And he said, and the soldier tells him there's a saying during the Time War that we all went by, and it's that the Doctor, he is the greatest warrior, but he's always unarmed. And so all the guards at this point are like, "Screw you, Lord President," and they just
Drop their
turn
gun.
over to the Doctor's
They
side.
drop their guns and go over the little line in the sand, the Rufio line.
And through all this, at the end, at the first time the President actually talks to the Doctor only says one thing: "Get
Get
off my planet." And then all that crap goes down.
Because
and then-
Capaldi's just a
It's true.
I think there was like a collective oh when he
Yeah.
said that.
It was just, and all these ships come in, and he's like, "Oh, good, somebody called backup on my side. Great." The Lord President, and then Capaldi says no, puts on his sonic sunglasses, and says, "I did." And we all knew it was coming, but it was still awesome.
So that happens, and then he eventually does go into the Capitol. He does join them, and then of course they're talking about the hybrid because
It's the whole point.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole
That's all
thing.
we've been talking about all season is hybrids.
Not so subtly.
And
Well, we're at the point where it can't be subtle. It's the finale.
I know, but like
No, she meant during the
The
rest
whole
of the
season.
season.
yeah.
like a hybrid.
And so when they are talking, the one thing I liked was that the Sisterhood of Khan was back.
Oh yeah, the Karn sisters.
I don't know what it is, but whenever they're in the modern Who episodes, I like it because it's like it gives that deeper connection to the Doctor that we don't usually get.
Yeah.
And it's like I would almost stretch to say it's kind of his subconscious. Like they almost serve as his subconscious.
They're like his conscience.
Yeah.
And which of course he always ignores.
They're the voice of reason that he has the opportunity to ignore. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously he talks to the general, talks to them, and then he goes down to the
Cloister?
Cloister. Is it cloister room or cloister?
Cloister chamber?
Yeah, cloister chamber.
I think it's a
The-
cloistered chamber.
Yeah.
It's basically a crypt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gallifrey.
The hell of Gallifrey or something.
Yeah, pretty
Gallifrey's
much.
Hell. Whatever. However they worded that.
Yeah, and so the Doctor's going through that and yada yada yada. And well, hold on, I gotta go back. And anybody chime in at any point.
You're the one who remembers these details the
I
most,
know.
I think.
I was about to say.
I have like moments of memory.
Yeah. I need to rewatch it because
Yeah.
some of the dialogue slipped me.
Yeah.
So he asks the general to use an extraction,
Oh.
the extraction chamber,
Oh.
Which is what started my heartbreak.
yeah.
Which just started my ire.
Yeah. So the extraction chamber is kind of what it sounds like, but it has more than you think. Basically, what it is you can go back at any time, any moment in the universe, or I think the main universe, but I guess any other universe too. And what the Doctor does is he chooses to go to the moment right before Clara is struck by the Raven, and he pulls her out of that moment, and then he gets dangerous, shoots the general, makes the general regenerate into a woman,
Yeah.
Which apparently is her.
and then they run down to the cloister chamber.
I did not like
Yeah.
being a man.
And so once they get to the cloister chamber, I liked the cloister chamber because it was an interesting. It had Time Lords that were like really like they were possessed.
They're like ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
and
ghosts
and then
that
it had
like,
okay.
on hoverboards.
Then it had baby and grown weeping angels. It had
And
Dalek. It had Cybermen.
Basically Trenzalore.
Yeah.
Pretty
Basically.
much. I mean, that's pretty accurate. And I don't know. I mean, I like that because it's like these are all the enemies that like try to stop Gallifrey, but it's like they ultimately
The
fail.
age-old,
And-
the age-old enemies.
Yeah. And the funny thing was how the Dalek was saying. Like, at first he thought he was just saying exterminate to exterminate, but then he says exterminate
Exterminate
me.
Right.
And it's like,
Oh.
It's
I
like-
felt bad. I was like, just exterminate him, Doctor. Come
Just
on.
put him out of his
Just
misery.
blow
Just
him
mercy kill him.
but then,
So
like,
sad.
when I saw a picture of a Dalek possibly being this, I thought, what if it was Rusty?
Oh.
Like, what if it would have been Rusty?
Can Rusty come back?
Rusty the Dalek? You remember Rusty, right?
He does. He's just mad at you for bringing that up.
What's wrong with Rusty?
There's nothing wrong with this.
Okay, okay, alright.
It's the feels, man.
Yeah. So then they get through. The cloister chamber is pretty much like a labyrinth, pretty much.
Although, like, apparently they only ended up like 5 feet away from the door. It
Yeah,
looked like.
I didn't know.
They said there was an entrance to
okay.
the Matrix.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
But
That makes sense.
Yeah, I
now.
figured
They
there was
didn't
two
know
left.
how to get there,
Yeah.
so they were looking for a reason. They find it in the middle of the floor,
Mhm.
and then
And then that's when Capaldi and Clara kind of talk over what the frick's going on.
Okay, so basically, when the doctor took Clara out of the extraction chamber, she's sort of frozen in time, but still somehow able to function. So she's stuck somewhere between her, between two heartbeats, between her second to last and her last heartbeat. It sounds like.
Mhm.
So therefore, she has no pulse. She's just sort of breathing out of this like reflex, and somehow she functions.
Mhm.
I don't know. Time Lord science.
I
Who's
bet
gonna
you she
question
never
it?
gets another period ever again. That
Yeah.
lucky girl.
Wow.
Lucky.
That lucky
That's
girl.
wow.
How to make the other guys on the couch uncomfortable.
It's so hilarious how
I mean-
evenly numbered.
So anyway,
He wants to say something, but he's like,
And-
no.
Say it, Connor.
I don't. You know,
Say it out loud.
I'm gonna save it for after.
so because she's in this state, but who's the guy that the doctor shot and regenerated into a woman? Is she like
General.
the general?
General.
Yeah.
Okay, so before he shoots him slash her,
Pronouns are getting weird.
pronouns are getting weird
Them?
at this point.
I would just no.
Him?
The general, I'll just call him.
Yeah.
It's clarified that that like if he like because this whole process is wibbly wobbly. Okay, they can extract people, but they have to put them back, and of course the doctor is not going to go with this because it's Clara. So he holds him up, shoots him, and takes him out. But he's been warned that the space-time continuum could break because her death is a fixed point in time. Time could break, you guys.
But the doctor doesn't care.
The doctor
because
doesn't
he's a
care.
doctor.
Since when did anyone give a about breaking time?
I know. It sounds like such a bad thing, but that's like a threat in every other episode, and it's like everyone's just like, screw that.
But I mean, the other big thing is that the doctor doesn't care because it's Clara.
It's Clara.
I mean, we literally, the doctor shot someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really freaked
Like,
me
we've
out.
only
Yeah.
seen the doctor with like a gun, like, the only time
End
I
of
can think of right
time.
now is Tenet.
Yeah.
End of time.
And even then,
and he didn't shoot
anyone.
anyone.
Yeah.
Capaldi just straight up killed, like, knocked off a regeneration.
Because Clara. Do you know how mad this makes me, you guys?
Do you know how happy this makes me?
No,
You know how
because
weird
it goes
this makes me?
because it goes
So
against
weird.
everything that the doctor is.
Okay, part of me is like, yeah, it was because of Clara, but also I think it's Capaldi's doctor.
It
Like,
is
No.
Capaldi's
this doctor is the one who, if any of them would actually shoot a gun, it would be Capaldi.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's something that I'm okay with.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
I mean, the doctor's a cool guy, and yes, he doesn't like violence, but at the same time, A, he knew that the general would regenerate. So he wasn't that concerned.
And the
probably.
general actually more or less consents to a new regeneration before he does
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's shooting in cold
He
blood.
shot with
No.
consent.
Yes.
Consent, kids, consent.
That's not a thing.
Like, no. Do
We're
not
not gonna get into this. We're not gonna get into this.
Connor, you watched the IT Crowd, right?
Yes.
Do you remember the one where Moss got tricked into going, not tricked, he went over to this guy's house because he thought he was going to get a free meal, and he turned out to be a cannibal.
Yeah.
But it's
Lots
like,
of the
but
German.
okay, so this guy put out an advertisement for people to come over and he can eat them. But, you know, he assumes that they know what they're getting into. And then it turned out that Moss wasn't okay with it, so they just watched a movie.
It's a good episode.
It's a pretty good episode.
Recommended.
Nice show.
But
Anyway, we're talking Doctor Who here.
I know.
where are we in the episode?
Do
Do I need to cry again or not?
We're at the Matrix.
We're like almost halfway.
We're at the Matrix.
Oh god.
We're at the Matrix.
So yeah, so they're at the Matrix, they're talking over stuff.
So Clara's talking about the implications of her death, and he's just like, yeah, but no.
So yeah, he's
And do you care?
he's pretty hell bent on getting Clara back.
Breathe, Connor.
I don't know if I should consider that a pun or not.
It's
I
Clever
consider the
wordplay.
fun, but because I'm not in an emotionally sane spot right now, I don't know how to feel.
there, Connor.
It's alright, Connor. You'll make it.
We'll just chalk it up to some very clever wordplay and continue on.
Yes.
Weren't we past the Matrix like a while ago? We were
No.
already in the Gallifrey's Hell talking about the Dalek. I don't understand how we backtracked.
Well, the Matrix is after that.
because I had to explain what the
Oh,
whole deal with
okay.
Clara was because we
Okay.
didn't talk about it.
So basically, long story short, the Doctor and Clara talk about some stuff. We're not going to spoil it too much because we want you guys to actually see it yourself. And
If you have,
Let's just assume that they've already seen it since.
let's not say we did.
Why would they be
Spoiler
watching
alert.
this?
spoiler
Because
alert.
either one, they just don't want to watch the episode and want to see reviews. So
Shame on you.
Or two.
Watch Doctor Who, goddamn.
Watch Doctor Who, man.
But anyway, so yeah, the Doctor does figure out, and then Clara talks to the guards that are down with them eventually, and she tells them, what they asked her, like, what did you tell her? She says, the one thing I will tell you that I told them is that they won't be looking at you, they'll be looking at me. And then they all look up the secret entrance, and the Doctor is gone.
And there's a hole in the floor.
And then the Doctor comes back with a classic version of the TARDIS. We haven't seen a classic version since the...
50th?
No.
Well, it was sort of like
the Series 7 finale,
yeah.
when they go back to
Yeah.
Cardinal.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
I don't know, I'm a classic geek as well, so when
I'm-
when I saw the old interior, I
It
was
was-
like...
I'm still. I'm
I'm
slowly going
excited
through.
and I've never even seen the
The
classic.
round,
Yeah.
the round things are back.
And like the button that opens the doors that don't look like the door on the outside.
It's just such a great callback and so well done.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, keep in mind, most TARDISes actually look like that. The Doctor's was the only one that malfunctioned, pretty
Right.
much.
Yes.
So,
Well, yeah, and that's one of the other things I thought was cool too, is that when, like, he was going to the Matrix, but I had no idea really what he was gonna do in there.
Yeah.
Like, no one really kind of had an idea, and I saw him suddenly he's like, he's gonna steal the TARDIS. And we were like, that's what he always does, and then it was like the original TARDIS, and we were like, ah!
So many fan squeals.
so then Clara and the Doctor pretty much escape in the TARDIS, and then the Doctor keeps explaining, I'm doing this just to save you, Clara. Like,
Keep checking for a pulse, Clara. Doctor.
Because the assumption is that if they get far enough away from Gallifrey, then the effect will wear off, and she'll be able to function. As
Which
a
it
human
doesn't.
being, which it doesn't.
Which it doesn't.
Which I don't know why he would have thought that it would. To me, the science behind that doesn't make sense.
well,
Well, we don't-
keep in mind, his mind was like I have to save Clara at all
Yeah.
costs. So he wasn't exactly all
And
there.
what exactly is the science of between two heartbeats?
Well, do you have your whiteboard? We can talk about this.
No.
Do I have my whiteboard?
No.
How did that fit there? They're bigger on the inside.
Yes.
If I had pockets like that, I'd just be carrying tons of
Who wears backpacks anymore?
I
I'm
do.
bigger on the inside pockets.
But anyway, so they're talking, and then the doctor says we're going to the end of time, which he's been there before, but I think this is like even farther than that.
Well, it's very interesting because before it's like, oh, this is the end of time, we're not supposed to be here. And that's happened on many occasions.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of like,
Utopia.
okay, end of time, whatever. But this was the only time where it's like, this is the end of time. We are so far back, the Time Lords will not follow us. Like, we're just so far back. Like,
We're like
that-
5 minutes
Literally
away
five
from
minutes.
everything
He brings up
being
the idea.
destroyed.
5 minutes from the end of everything.
And who was there but
Maisie
me?
Williams.
Yeah.
Who somehow
There are two types of people. Me, Macy Williams.
I don't know.
who somehow, through all the destruction of everything, has perfect hair and makeup.
Well, yeah, she's.
It's Maisie Williams. She's mastered by now.
And she's immortal, so she doesn't necessarily die.
I know.
Ever.
However, if I was at the end
I
of the
didn't
world, I
question
would be
that.
like sweatpants and like a red shirt.
Yeah,
It's like,
she's been
alright,
watching
guys.
stars for how long?
Right?
now?
She's like classy, like sitting in a giant chair. I'd be like,
Perfect little lipstick.
what's
Perfect.
up, Doc?
It's like,
Hey.
hey man,
I've been alive for longer than you have. How does it feel?
want a beer?
Right? I got like 3 more left.
It's the last 2 beers in the universe.
One's got your name on it.
Yeah, Coca-Cola expanded, and now they put your names on here.
Share a Coke with the doctor.
Saved it just because it's a little flat, but
Product placement. Anyway.
Anyways, so the doctor and me get in.
And I.
No, and me. And me.
So there.
Hey!
So they get talking, and then of course they get into talking about what the hybrid actually is, and the
That
doctor.
we ignored for like the entire first part.
Well,
and it's
no,
not-
It was brought up like
And
once
it
or
still
twice.
doesn't really go anywhere. It's just theories and speculations.
At this
Yeah,
point, it's
we
still
still
theories
don't
and speculations. We learn at the end of the episode that it was more of a concept that the Doctor became.
The
It's
hybrid.
not something that he embraced, it's something
Yeah.
that he's like, oh my god, I'm the hybrid. So in reality, it wasn't like a physical, actual being.
Yeah.
It was a structural concept. It's kind of like that saying, like, oh, if you say you have demons inside of you, you don't actually have demons inside of you, but we know what that means.
if
and what
you-
that
Speak for
feels
yourself.
And if you do,
I mean, I'm not like drinking holy water, but
grab the salt.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my,
Um,
oh my chest.
but
is
yeah.
that Paula here?
What?
Demon Dina's on his way.
I was just about to say, we're gonna get you on Supernatural, so.
One of these days.
Yeah.
But
I need to get
I
you
can
all on
never
Steven
get
Universe.
into that. Oh gosh.
If you can get into Doctor Who, I feel like
Well,
Supernatural is not that big of a jump from Doctor
it's
Who.
really, I mean, it's
Let me
super
tell you.
like-
Like basically Torchwood, but like less aliens and more monsters.
Yes.
And Midwest America.
And Midwest America.
wow.
Right?
Chicago has made a few appearances.
Chicago has made a few appearances.
All right.
Anyway,
So
Doctor Who.
okay, so I'm gonna just cut this short because I need to because we're getting way too detailed here, which is very weird for me to say.
Well, you should get pretty
Yeah, shush. Okay, so basically, Clara watches me and Doctor's conversation, and then the Doctor comes back into the TARDIS, and we find out that Clara has secretly reversed the polarity on the device that will wipe her memory.
Of the Doctor.
Well, originally it was supposed to be used on her.
I know.
Yeah.
Wipe the memory of the
Basically,
Doctor.
Donna.
Yeah.
Basically Donna, but
Basically,
with a
but
little
in a
gap.
Donna part 2.
Yeah. So that
And he
instead of her
brings-
mind blowing, they couldn't find Clara, the Time Lords, and like bring her to her death.
Yeah. And then so the doctor says, I don't think you could have even possibly reversed the polarity with my sunglasses.
Because I'm the doctor and I'm the only one who knows how to use these things.
And then so they play the what if game, and they both push it, and then they're just like, so what are we supposed to do?
I love that awkward moment.
And it's like, I don't know, I guess just wait, and then the doctor says the lines, Clara, I don't think you're going to have to forget. Because we find out that Clara actually did reverse the polarity.
Well, first she said the heartbreaking words of, Doctor, I don't think I could ever forget you. And then he says, Clara, I don't think you're going to have to. And I was like, wait, huh?
And then the doctor, we find out, ends up losing all memory of Clara. All he has is like memories. Like
Vague
memories.
So much. Like, he remembers the things that they did, he just doesn't remember what she looks like, or like their actual relationship.
It's just so much worse.
I know, exactly! Like, I'd rather him have forgotten everything.
Right?
But,
Like,
like,
at least
okay.
with Donna, like, he'd be sad looking back, but like, she was happy because she theoretically never met him.
Yeah.
It's sad, but it's sad in this is a whole new kind of different set.
And-
like, it's so close to what we
Okay.
had before, but it's so different.
And so then we find out that what's been sort of peppered throughout the episode is the conversation that the doctor's having with Clara in the diner, where she's the waitress and he's got his electric guitar and it's oh cool.
Which, by the way, he plays Clara's theme.
Yeah, he plays Clara's theme and these two break down. Oh, I gotta bring up the thing about the other thing. The theme. But anyway, so this was just the doctor trying to tell, trying to flesh out the story and just. I don't know, have a conversation with a stranger about some issues in his life. And so he's still sort of, I guess, trying to find her somehow.
Well, he woke up in the middle of Nevada and was like, just got a name, knew like everything about her, but didn't know who it was. So he's like, oh, I want to find her again.
Yeah.
But we find out, and this was pretty clever again. So you know how me actually did come into the TARDIS after their conversation. Which, by the way, just a quick side note: Missy is mentioned but never seen. Like she's mentioned.
So we still don't know what her very clever
I don't know
idea
what.
was.
So we don't know what her idea was.
She'll
But
be back soon, I know it.
yeah.
That just happened first. I
Season
did.
finale with Peter Capaldi, Mafia ties up all loose ends.
Except Missy.
Except he
Um,
doesn't tie up all loose ends. He f***s up all the loose ends.
And then, so we find out after Capaldi, well, he remembers that the diner was where Amy, Rory, and River were, in his 11th incarnation. And then,
He's like, but wasn't it like over the hill?
yeah, he's like, oh, then he's like, meh, oh well.
Meh.
And then he just leaves, and,
He doesn't even leave. She goes through the door.
oh yeah, so she goes into the door, and she says, her last line before she does go into the door with Elvis on it, she says, you told me that memories become stories.
Yeah, when you
That,
forget
after you've forgotten them.
And then
Maybe those.
And that's exactly what was, going on. The doctor had memories and he made a story, but he didn't know it was his story with her. And then, of course, and I don't know, maybe it was just because he was playing his guitar, but then we find out that me and Clara secretly had that place as a TARDIS.
The whole diner was a TARDIS.
And then they disappear, and the TARDIS sound goes off. I'm guessing it's because the guitar explained that he didn't hear the TARDIS sound.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's the doctor. He's a little bit self-absorbed sometimes.
He
I
could have
know
just he was
he
playing
blacks out-
Clara's theme, so I'm sure he's
Yeah.
like thinking it over.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
blacked out the world and is just focusing on the guitar because it's awesome. But
Rock on, doctor.
so they disappear in the diner TARDIS, and basically they're off to have wibbly wobbly adventures together until they bring Clara back to Gallifrey.
Yeah, which is basically Stephen Moffat saying, I'm not going to give you a female doctor, but I'll give you a female duo in space in the TARDIS. That's
And-
the closest.
But if I don't
way.
get that spin-off, then I don't care.
No,
I watched the
No, because this has happened before. This happened with Jenny. She came back to life at the very end of the episode where she died and flew off, and we haven't seen her since.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if we never saw these two again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised either. Well, I could see seeing Maisie Williams.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
as a cameo, not in that final respect, but somewhere
Yeah.
else in the comparison.
Yeah, like
I could see it in an
before
episode.
her end of
Yeah.
the time.
It's all wibbly wobbly,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd watch.
I would too.
Me
But
too.
again, we're
More
never
than
gonna
that,
see
I'd watch a show about Clara and Missy, but I mean, I'm probably never getting that one.
Yeah.
So I'll
Imagine-
settle for second
imagine-
best.
It's a spin-off.
Imagine Clara, Missy, and me all in the same turn.
Oh my
I
gosh!
ship it.
All
All three of them together. Like, there's no specific.
And then, okay, so,
time ladies.
yeah, so once the diner TARDIS does disappear, then we're shown the regular, the Doctor's TARDIS.
The Doctor's TARDIS.
And it's all colored with,
Rixie's
stuff.
art.
and then, yeah, Clara's portrait. And when he touches the TARDIS, he goes inside, and it's as if the TARDIS was waiting for him just to come back. And there's like, welcome home, Doctor.
And all the lights slowly come on, and it's beautiful.
And then the part that broke my heart, can I just say it really quickly?
Which part?
Run, you clever boy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
be the doctor. And oh my god, my heart.
And then he put back on the velvety coat, and
And the one part I screamed at, and don't get me wrong, I do love the Sonic sunglasses.
Yes.
But we do get a good glimpse at his new Sonic
I'm still crying about the run, you clever boy. So
And how they
because that was such a big thing with Matt Smith.
It was.
Never mentioned with Capaldi, and the fact that it brought it back.
And the fact that they changed it from remember to
Yeah.
and be the
Be the
doctor,
doctor.
and I just
because there was a whole thing between them the whole time they were together was that she was afraid that he was, not being the doctor anymore just to get her back, and that's again part of my issues, but
Yeah. But
it was heartbreaking, and
I need your shoulder.
I know that's okay. I'm okay.
I'm not gonna ask.
alright, you go right ahead.
But yes, I agree. The new Sonic looks gorgeous, you guys.
I will be the first one looking on Amazon
Sonic
or
Trowel.
anywhere else that is selling those new Sonics.
It looks
Because I
beautiful.
want it now.
I want it so hard.
I'm collecting every Sonic. I have to have it.
I need it.
I have
I got
9
so
Sonics already. I
Wasn't the
need
very
more.
first Sonic just like a metal rod,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
pretty
was
much?
it was a stick.
Yeah.
And now it's flashy, like the doctor. Literally,
I like it though. I like
as
it.
the doctor gets flashier, so does his sonic screwdriver.
It's a good mix between Matt Smith's and River Song's
Yeah.
Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a nice mix.
I think
And
it'll
it's-
fit well with Capaldi.
And I
Yeah.
think that's. I've been waiting for a new Sonic ever since Capaldi Regenerated. Because, seeing him with Matt Smith's Sonic this entire time has been a little off-putting.
Yeah.
Just the tiniest bit
Well,
off-putting.
but keep in mind, Tennant technically used non-Sonic.
I know,
Yeah.
but nine
Yeah,
was on.
no.
But 9 was on for one season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It
Still
didn't
counts.
feel like his.
I'm still counting 9.
And it does.
Hamilton
I
flight.
count 9 too. I love 9.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's a real. His design for the Sonic was I love that design. It's sleek. It's
It's like a pocket
It's to the point.
screwdriver.
like a pocket screwdriver.
Yeah.
Matt Smith was like a rod that like you scan with.
Yeah.
Magic.
And
Yeah.
It was eccentric like Smith. I think
Yeah.
that all of the Sonics are very
and
good
that's-
for who the doctor is.
Yeah, and I felt like it went so well with Matt Smith's character that it just felt a little weird with Capaldi.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that's why I like the Sonic sunglasses so much, just because they felt very. And this new one definitely feels like Capaldi.
Oh yeah.
Hardcore.
it
Yeah.
looks so bad.
Yeah.
So that's the episode. Then we saw a quick preview for the Christmas special, and
Yeah,
it's
next time.
River Song. Like
River
that's
Song.
River's on the Doctor. That's all we gotta say.
all we
I'm
want.
so excited.
All
I'm so
we want
excited
for
to see them
Christmas.
together, just to know how they interact, because she interacts with all the different doctors differently.
Yeah, and I feel like, I feel like I've heard somewhere that I think this is gonna be a time in River's life where she doesn't recognize him
Yeah.
as 12.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Because this is actually right after Angels of Manhattan.
Oh.
So yeah.
Like it's right after that.
I'm excited.
So, so after that long spiel, what's our initial thoughts for Hellbent?
Initial thoughts?
I mean, sorry, consensus.
Yeah.
I'm
Wrong
just
word.
okay.
I was like, wait.
I think it was just because of my expectations going into this episode, because I thought that they would have more closure on what the hybrid is, and I also thought that this would be the episode where the Doctor finally gets over Clara, because we had this big old arc.
Oh.
No, shut up.
Kinda got over Clara.
No, that was just hard. That was just rude. Okay, but we had in Heaven Sent, there was this internal struggle that the Doctor went through billions of times, and just trying to get over Clara, and like the fact that like she came back for a second every single time, and just like reminded him to get over himself and be the Doctor that the universe needs him to be. And then they bring her back and just send her off with Maisie Williams to have spacey-wacy adventures.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you do that? No, I felt like the ending that they had was a good death and a good ending, and it feels like they're dragging it out more.
So what's your consensus?
She had to get her feelings out there. You gotta let her have
I know, but we've
I have-
talked a long time. We need to get our numbers out
This
there.
is my consensus. It's pissing me off.
I need numbers. Give me numbers.
Oh, you want the like rating?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Despite all that, it was a good episode. and it was a roller coaster.
That's an understatement.
But like, I'm having such a hard time. Can someone else start, because I'm
Okay.
having.
Alright, can I disagree with you?
Yes.
Alright.
Please change my mind, because I don't want to be mad about this.
Alright, here's the thing. I agree with you. I love Clara's. But that idea of Clara dying, not in the finale, getting to see Capaldi's reaction to it, getting to see that kind of thing, I thought it was very interesting. Because it's like whenever a companion leaves, it's very interesting to see what the Doctor does from there.
And it's always at the finale. We always have to wait.
Yeah, we always do it at the finale. The only time it wasn't was with Donna, but that's because the Doctor had bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
With the whole like Ood prophecy and all of that.
Well, no, that did happen at the end of the season. Then we had specials.
Oh, with those special. I watched it on Netflix.
Yeah,
So I wasn't.
it happened at the end of the
I
season.
mean-
It happened at the end of the season, and then they had specials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I liked it because it was a new way to look at it. But the other thing that they've been establishing the entire season, that I've even remarked about this entire time, is that the Doctor worried about Clara and all this stuff, and would do anything to make sure she doesn't die. That was not only like a given, but so firmly established that we were like, okay, that's obviously not the case. That's obviously not the case. Like, you're gonna have to get over it. You're gonna have to get over here. And they don't really. Like, he technically still isn't over her.
Yeah, he's still trying to
He
find
just, yeah. So I think the way they ended it is a creative twist on it, because everyone else was ripped from the Doctor. Clara could totally have been like, yo, Doc, I'm right here. Let's go on spacey wacy adventures. Totally could have. But it was Clara who let go, not the Doctor.
Yeah.
Clara who let go and went on her own path. And that kind of
And I
was a good send-off for Clara.
And I appreciate that. At the same time, oh.
I mean, my only other thing is that if there was any other companion, like one of the most unique things about Clara that we saw, again, not with Matt Smith Clara, but with Capaldi Clara, is that Clara liked being the Doctor. Like, when she had an
Yeah.
opportunity to be the Doctor, she took it and ran with it. And I feel like the finale fit that. Is that she literally stole the TARDIS from the Doctor and ran away with a companion.
That is very true.
That's Doctor,
I'm
that's the
not-
show. So that's why I'm going to give this a 9, because you need numbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the episode was well structured, it kept me engaging. The hybrid, while not fully explained or covered, it was never really fully established in the first place. It was just a word repeated over and over again that we were kind of like, what's going on?
Very unsubtly.
Very unsubtly, but still enough to keep us engaging in the last episode. It was not only a good episode, but a great finale. So that's why I'm going to give it a 9.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 9.2. Not 9
92.
also.
Yeah.
Yes, a 92%.
That's
on
9.
Rotten Tomatoes.
9.2.
But yeah, I liked it for many reasons. Which I'm not gonna. I think Connor covered a lot of my reasons. Thank you, Connor. You got me.
I'll be back.
But yeah, I think I knew that Clara wasn't gonna be dead. I knew it because I know Moffat.
Because Moffat wrote this episode.
Yeah, because I know Moffat. But also because, I mean, I don't know. I just never felt like they would ever kill a companion because A, it's a children's show. Say the young adults who are sitting here reviewing it. But also,
So then for next week's review of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
You guys are on your own there.
Yes, let's do Road to Hell.
but yeah, I don't know. I wasn't disappointed by this episode at all. I did like it better than Heaven Sent or whatever. And so yeah, 9.
Alright, Rachel, I need a number.
I agree, 9.
Cool. See, you should have just done it the first time.
Because it was a good episode.
It was.
I'm just having issues.
Yeah.
I'm conflicted. You
I know.
guys.
I know.
You'll be okay.
Then the final word of this review.
This is the girl who went on a rant for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, really. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna actually one up all of you.
You're gonna give it a 10 or something.
9.5.
Oh, okay.
9.5.
You always do this, Zane.
I don't do it intentionally, but it just happens. But 9.5 because, again, a lot of what you said, I totally agree with. And the fact that we're finally on Gallifrey, we're getting old callbacks to old versions of Gallifrey, we're getting callbacks to different aspects of Gallifrey, the hell and the heaven of Gallifrey. And just Capaldi himself, I mean, and the freaking new Sonic and everything. Yeah, it was an awesome
That can sum up this episode just.
So, this is our review, very long review. I don't know how I'm going to do this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
We obviously won't be together for the Christmas episode.
You should wait to film a review of it.
We should all just
We're back.
Skype and have different screens.
See,
Yeah,
if I
we-
knew
yeah,
how
but
to
they-
do
You can do a Google Hangout. You can do a Google Hangout.
Yeah.
They do that on YouTube
We'll figure it
sometimes,
out.
right?
We'll figure it
We'll
out.
figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously the next episode would be the Christmas special on
We know what it's
Christmas.
called.
I'm so ready.
The Husbands of River Song.
Oh, that's great.
I'm so ready.
So, which, if you think about it, it's pretty much just all the doctors.
Well,
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know. But yeah, so I'm Zane, this is Joe, this is Leighton, and this is Connor, who's occasionally with us.
Life is hard, guys,
It
okay?
is. It
Life
is.
happens.
We're not playing with you. But yeah, so that's our review. I guess see you guys when we see you next.
Run, you clever boys and girls, and remember.
Yeah. Oh, by the way.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Did Leighton? He was okay. He was fine.
Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Look what you did.
Peace out.
He was